Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Agile Minds Romania for another exciting topic. How do we combine Agile with artificial intelligence? It's such a blend of interesting topics for us here tonight, and we have two special guests who are going to introduce themselves a bit later. So thanks for joining for now. For the people who were not part of the community so far, is that maybe their first event, let me say a few words. I'm Mihai Olaru. I'm excited to be here with my co-organizing partners, Florin Manolescu, and later today we're going to have also Cristina Lupu and Bogdan Basilescu. Together, we're passionate about fostering agility in all domains, and we are greeting you. You're welcome, whether you're a seasoned Agile veteran or you're just starting your learning journey. This is the place to share insights, learn from each other, and improve on your ways of working. So with no further ado, here is to you, Florin, to continue the introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Mihai. Hello, everybody. I'm really pleased to introduce you to two wonderful ladies, our guests tonight, İnanç Civaz. She's an interdisciplinary consultant and trainer with international experience at the intersection of artificial intelligence, agile, change management, and culture. She's also a co-author of the Agile People Manifesto and of the book, Your Call to Action for the Future of Work. Also the Turkish editor of the book, Agile People, A Radical Approach for Human Resources and Managers. She has an extensive experience, and also she's the co-creator of the business agility research model featured in the Harvard Business Review. İnanç, welcome. Can you tell us more about yourself a little bit, some facts which are not known for everybody?
Yes, I can tell about myself. Maybe I can only add that I'm living in the Netherlands. I'm not, how to say, challenging, is being chased with Bucharest traffic at the moment. And I can add one more sentence why we are here. I mean, instead of talking a little bit about myself, for me, the way to make sense of any AI adoption is to combine artificial intelligence with the agile mindset and change management. And so, since I have a lot of experience with these intersections, as Florian had said, I was thinking about this intersection for a while, for at least 3 years when I was working in Accenture. And today, we would like to share some kind of perspective together with my partner Gözde to give you a kind of perspective about this intersection area. So that's the aim.
Cool. Looking forward. Thank you, İnanç. Okay. Our second guest, Gözde Kumbasar. She's a consultant, trainer, and transformation expert with nearly 20 years of experience with a focus on technology, agility, and organizational transformation. She has been involved in more than 10 large-scale organization transformations, and she worked with over 300 agile teams and trained more than 2,500 people. Oh, this is a huge number. I'm looking forward to achieve this at some point. Gözde, welcome.
Thank
a few
you.
Words about yourself.
Yes, and I can also add that I'm living in Turkey, in İzmir, west part of Turkey. And also I can add that with my 10 large-scale organizational transformation, I see that companies are in the beginning of becoming an agentic organization. That means they are trying to combine agile mindset and AI mindset. So it's really very excited for us. We hope that this is again a transformation, and we hope that it will be a nice journey. So we just hope that. And also I just interested about the culture part of it. So I am ACC and CPCC. So I just focusing on how human should involve in this journey. That's all.
Welcome, Thank everybody. You. Thank nice you, Gözde. Thank you. Great to have you both here. A little fun fact. So there is some Turkish music playing on my neighbors. So I'm hearing from our side.
Say
Yes.
merhaba to them.
Okay, that's great. A great mood for me here at home. So okay, that being said, okay, let's kick off. There is an interesting topic today. Inanç, Gözde, the stage is yours.
Yeah, maybe I can start to make just a short introduction. As you can see, a world that we are living in a world that accelerates, right? Technology moves faster than our ability to fully guide, even to understand it. But in the end of the day, adaptation is our full responsibility as human beings. And this creates indeed a dual challenge. On one hand, we are living in a world that constantly accelerates and more. Technology pushes us. And on the other hand, we are organic human beings who need time, who need to sleep, who need to digest physically and also literally. So human beings, we are responding a little bit later than the pace of the technology. And Agile, as we are all coming from the same community, we know that Agile has been around for a while now. And thanks to Agile methodologies and thanks to Agile mindset, we redefined indeed in our work environment how to be more adaptive, especially in the fast-pacing, volatile markets in the VUCA world. And we also learned how to be more effective, more productive. And now we are facing the AI, artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is fast, is powerful, and also is unpredictable. So this is not just a technological shift, if we are thinking deeply. It's affecting people, it's affecting our behavior, it's affecting our organizations, our teams, ourselves, and even societies. And with this huge transformation wave brought by AI, we think today and via our learning journey that it would be very wise to consider these two concepts together. And today our aim is to talk about this intersection, Agile and AI, how they complete each other.
Okay, thank you, Inanç. Gözde, how are AI and Agile connected, and how do they support each other?
Yeah, today, as we all said, our aim is focusing on the intersection of AI and Agile. And as we see on the screen, Agile is a mindset, is just not a methodology. And it's essential for AI success. So we should view AI not just a technology, another transformation again. And it's actually another cultural transformation. So AI, with this AI journey, AI becoming our new team member for our organization or for our team. So transformation, and so it's a new transformation again for our way of working. It's again once begun. So we need, like in Agile transformations, we used to say that before, we need to strengthen our adaptability to cope with uncertainty. As Inanç said, because it is also unpredictable. So we need to adapt again. For this uncertainty part. And now AI is accelerating and deepening this uncertainty more. So we used to say before that change was fast, and now change itself is also changing. So the organizations, how the organizations learn, adapt, and create value this in the age of AI brings us back to the Agile mindset again. As we always say, Agile is not just about using a practice like Scrum or Kanban, it's the power to adapt to change. So again, in this transformation with AI, we see the importance of the muscle for this adaptation, the power of this adaptation. So with AI becoming a new member for our organizations, we need the concepts, as we always discussed in Agile, small experiments. Doing those experiments by focusing on value, focusing about what value AI brings to us, getting quick feedbacks on our trials, making data-driven decisions, creating transparency about impact and outcome. We already all talked about this in Agile transformations, and now we should again focusing from the perspective of AI. So at this point, the experience that Agile has already given us is being value-oriented and prioritizing value becomes one of the points of convergence. Since we don't see AI just a technology, the indispensable human interaction and cultural transformation come into play. At this point, how the roles will be repositioned? How can we empower ourselves, the individuals in this transformation? What should our roadmap be as agile professionals or professionals in the companies? These questions become important. Similarly, integrating AI into agile practices, events, role responsibilities both accelerates and empowers us. So shortly, AI and agile together create a scalable learning opportunity and allow us to continue it not just a methodology, use it as a cultural evolution, cultural transformation.
Okay, really interesting. And I remind about the discussions that I had yesterday with the students during the Professional Scrum Master AI training course. We touch a lot of those topics. Going back to İnanç. İnanç, I know you have a framework. Can you talk about this framework which enables AI-powered agile thinking and how this framework fit into the agile perspective?
Yeah, indeed, the framework you see in front of you on the screen, and it's very easy to understand. Very basically, it's like completing a big puzzle, and let's call this big puzzle named future-ready, human-centered, adaptive organizations, as we see in the middle. So if you really become a future-ready organizations, and it will be always future, by the way, this is a never-ending story, you know. You must work at the intersection of these three transformative pillars: agile, artificial intelligence, and change management. And when we look, when we look to these parts, I mean, for example, what is the value proposition of agile? Agile indeed means rapid adaptation in uncertain environments, right? I mean, it helps us for these adaptations. And that perfectly fits the natural way AI works. Indeed, Gözde already gave a lot of explanations and examples about agile principles. But in short, agile principles such as small experiments, rapid feedback, learning cycles, what they allow us as human beings to adapt more easily to these new AI teammates. So we can digest this AI teammate, what AI teammates brings to us much more easily. So with Agile, what we are doing, we are not starting a project like, let's design everything first, right? Instead, we start by asking the right questions, and then we start experimenting, and then via feedbacks and learning cycles, we are scaling. And this Agile mindset can ensure that AI investment that we are doing, that all organizations are doing at the moment, produce real business value, not become just shelf products. And when we go to the AI part, what is the value proposition of AI? Why we are chasing AI now? Because it brings an incredible exponential cognitive ability, intelligence, predictions, and automation, and so on. And okay, indeed, in the human history, the hybrid work, the collaboration of machines and humans is not a new concept. I mean, it started even before industrial age. But now, this time, the increase in productivity is unbelievably huge. It's exponential. And as we said, it's unpredictable, right? Which means that AI also brings some complexity, even it requires ethical and human-centered approaches. And here again, if we go back to the agile mindset, what was the added value of agile mindset? I mean, it was always focusing on human collaborations, right? Team collaboration, and it was always taking the client and human into the center of our projects. And if we are keeping this agile mindset in our work, if we are using agile principles, then AI becomes not just an automation or speed tool that increases productivity. It also becomes a partner. It also can become a real value-added teammates that enriches our thinking too. Therefore, one without the other is incomplete. And the last part of this component, to complete this big puzzle, we also need a third area, which is change management. In some countries, change management is perceived as highly valuable. In some work domains, not. But whatever it is, change management allows to strengthen the connection between people and system in a methodological way. And it ensures that both individuals and systems can evolve in alignment with new ways of working. So in short, with these all three pillars, when they come together, we can create a truly adaptive, future-oriented, and human-centered organizations. That's the frame.
Okay, thank you, Inanç. Very interesting. I like that it's human-centered. I like it a lot. And also, I think it's one of the critical things is for any transformation is the organizational readiness and alignment at the individual and team levels. So, Gözde, could you please elaborate on that for AI adoption a little bit? How can we achieve this alignment in practice?
Yes, for this alignment part, we can just look at two perspectives. One perspective is who is aligning, and the other one is what is aligning. First, I want to talk about who is aligning part. Organizations are preparing for AI as an investment, but in addition, another preparation before making an investment is related to the work system. Therefore, when we look at organizational readiness, it comes before the readiness of the individual and the team. The readiness of individual and the team becomes crucial. And here is, as we can see on the screen, if for individual level, it's a fundamental mindset shift. We always talk about in agile transformation to being in growth mindset. It's again is the important part for the who is aligning perspective. And when we ask who is preparing, again, we can see that in the inner readiness first, individual level is the most important, and then again, team level and organizational level comes. Individual readiness is important for finding answers to questions such as, what will my role evolve into in the age of AI? What should I focus on now and in the near future for my future positioning? Where and what experiments can I personally conduct before technology investment or before team or organizational? How individuals perceive AI in terms of mindset becomes an important point of alignment for experimentation areas within teams. So being in the fear mindset, we don't expect for an AI journey, and we expect from individuals to being in growth mindset. So they cannot have fear or think I need to protect my job, I don't understand, or this is another corporate initiative that will fade away. We start to think, how can AI help me deliver more value? Or I'm curious about how this works, what possibilities it creates. This is a fundamental shift that offers early adopters on advantage. So being on growth mindset is the first critical part. And after that, team level comes, and as a team, we can consider where we can conduct experiments, how decision-making processes will proceed, and where control points should be. At the team level, the question of how do we all together use AI, because it becomes our new team member. So we begin to think establishing common working norms or working principles, again, team agreements maybe as a team. Also, we should have some principles for our learning cycles. How can we integrate AI to our sprint events? Also, how we will carry these learnings to the organizational level. For example, our ethical rules, control points, learning from those experiments. So at the organizational level part, these questions become important. What are strategic priorities before making that investment? Or what is the value stream? What will our measurement systems be? What's the success when we, what is the success or metrics that should focus on after we begin to use AI? So for who is aligning part, individual level, team level, and organizational level perspectives are important to focus on. So İnanç, I just talk about who is aligning part, and can you just hear about from the what is being aligned part from you?
Yeah, I mean, we started with the big questions. Where should an AI-powered agile transformation begin? And we talked about human systems levels, who is aligning. So from the level perspective, we are asking these questions in three levels. Okay, individual, team, organization, who is aligning. But in order to continue with the transformation, there is also another dimension, because a transformation naturally asking another thing, what is aligning? And at this part, we are talking about three dimensions: technology, culture, and leadership. So at the first level, the technical readiness, of course, has the utmost importance because AI transformation cannot take root without a strong technical foundation, of course. And we have a maturity assessment. Yeah, there are also other maturity assessment in the market. And if you have not enough answer to these maturity assessments, it will be wise to start by strengthening data foundations, ethical governance, or other technical upskilling and infrastructure before proceeding further. Then you will increase this AI chaos. You will scale this AI chaos within the organizations. But even though you have a check with this technical readiness, this is only one level. And plus, if your organization solely focuses on this level, your transformation efforts may stall because at the beginning of this webinar, what we have said, indeed, AI is not only technological change, it's also a cultural and behavioral change. So we come to the second level, which is cultural readiness. And this is where most failures occur. This is the intangible part. We know it's easy to talk, but not so easy to manage. But especially for this part, agile mindset is very crucial because what is cultural readiness? In short, cultural readiness is about how far teams are open to experimenting, how far they are open to learning, how far they are open to adapting together, collaboration, right? And when these conditions exist, which means that the agile lives within that organizations, then AI becomes a co-creator, not a threat. So we can think that cultural readiness is often the missing link between intention and adoption. And the third level is leadership readiness. And in this part, indeed, we are talking a little bit about change management because the question here, the questions which arises here, are we truly leading this change? Technology and culture cannot go so far without authentic leadership commitment. And as we discussed via this framework with Venn diagram, AI transformation sits at the intersection of agile and change management. And in every change, AI also is a change, by the way, without visible leadership sponsorships, no change can be succeeded. So I won't go into more details now, but in the end of this webinar, maybe I can give briefly a touch on how we address the whole transformation during our learning journey. But these are the things, okay, at the human system levels, who is aligning and at the transformation dimensions, what is being aligned? We need to be very, careful about answering these three different layers.
Thank you, İnanç. Thank you. Very detailed information. I also wonder, how does this process look like in real life? I mean, can you share a success story from a project you've worked on before, or to have an example for our guests?
Usually I give one of the very recent projects that I was involved when I was working in Accenture. For example, the technology part was okay. We had the AI platform, the tooling was almost perfect, everything was there. So technology is checked. And the client side also technologically was perfect. The culture was okay, but there are some kind of fragmentations because the AI adoptions had to be done between different functionalities and also among different countries. I mean, including Turkey, England, several countries in Europe, and so forth. So it was a little bit, how to say, not centralized project. And here we try to understand the alignment between technology and culture. And we realized that especially the leadership part was important. But I'm not talking about the C-level leadership here. I'm talking about even the informal leaders who are really contributing to the projects. And in order to make these adoptions successful, for example, we had tried with the persons who can be role model in their functionalities and who had some kind of power to spread this learning culture. For example, there was an Englishman who were already by his own initiative to start to prepare the trainings. And people had already started to communicate with that guy. And we immediately connected to that guy. He was like a magnet because it was the one of the success factor in order to make the project success. So we prepared together with him, and we prepared also together with the other informal leaders within this functionality, the use cases. We prepared the vision workshop, for example, together. We try to understand what are their pain points. We work with legal department. We work with research and development department. We work with marketing department and so forth. And we prioritize their use case. We measure their baseline at the beginning of the projects. For example, without AI, how they are measuring their success. Okay, how much time they are spending for their most important task. And we made the report as baselines. And after the end of the projects, we measured again, and we saw the increase. Of course, not everything is showing a huge exponential success because it's learning curve. But I can give this as a kind of short examples how these three dimensions within a pilot projects can work good. So that can be an example. I don't know.
Thank you.
If it was a good example, but okay.
Thank you, İnanç. Gözde, what will be the key areas where the human touch must be preserved in Agile?
Yes. I think in AI transformation, one of the most important aspects that we should think is about being human-centered. I think that there is a misconception for some people that if AI provides data, if AI provides predictions, making insights, human involvement is no longer needed. So this is really a huge misconception, because AI accelerates, AI brings technological power, analysis, can make predictions, but meaning is created and will continue to be created by humans. So AI identify patterns, offer some recommendations for us, highlight some risks, but human will decide which data to trust, or human will decide which risks to mitigate. Also, human will prioritize the value part for all the actions. Also, human will decide what data should we use, which patterns are we expected. Of course, AI does identify some patterns, but we will decide which ones we are expecting. Also, AI can do some important actions, but there will be some false positives or false negatives. So human is the part that can see or decide which are the false positive things or which are the false negative things. So from another perspective, I believe that for organizations to successfully navigate this information, it's also critical in terms of psychological safety, trust, and communication. Team dynamics and feedback culture, we still need to keep the human touch at the center for those. From my experience, I can say that high-performing teams are the ones that trust is at its highest, not those that use many tools or use AI perfectly or use the right AI tools. We should see trust in the bottom again. As we say in the Agile Manifesto, we value individuals and their interactions more than processes and tools. So AI can be important, but again, valuing individuals and their interactions is still more important than some AI tools. Therefore, even when we include AI as a tool and process, I want to emphasize the importance of individuals' trust, the interaction between individuals, indispensability of human touch here. In Agile, answer questions: why are we doing this? Who are we creating value for? Gabby, I think welcome, but can you mute? Thank you.
Okay.
Why are we doing this? What are we creating value for? How do we define success? So the human touch is still very valuable for these answers. Similarly, I believe that the human touch must be preserved in vision building, prioritizing discussions, creative solutions, and ethical decisions, of course. So creating a strong AI and human collaboration, going on collectively and following a collective process is really important in this transformation.
Okay, thank you, Gözde. Another question from my side, because we mentioned earlier that the AI has an impact on shifting the roles that like they are right now. So can you briefly explain us the impact of AI on the teams, on the roles?
Yeah, so we can just look at from the capability part. After AI, we have seen some positive alternative positive actions that comes to us. For example, we can have real-time monitoring and predictive insights with AI. So we see early risk detection, and by considering these early risks, we can have proactive planning. So our role as a professional becomes guiding evidence-based conversations. Also, after AI, we have automation of routine tasks. So we can reduce the admin load, and we can find more time, more focus on thinking about value. So as a professional, we can have more option to enable facilitation. We can have more time for mentoring. We can just focus more about cultural things. Also, we have an option for augmented decision making. So we will begin to see, and already began to see, that data becomes actionable strategy for our teams. So as an again professional, we can add context, ethics, and strategic alignment around those actionable strategies. As I said before, we need a collective process. We have an ecosystem about human AI collaboration. So how we can see the impact on teams, we need more stronger collaboration. We can have more creativity around teams. So again, as a professional, we can model emotional intelligence. We can create more trust environment for our teams. Also, the ethical part, ethical adoption will be very important after AI. For healthy AI adoption, we need reducing fear. We should see opportunities about AI, and we need to make this. And as an agile professionals, we should focusing on again team culture and team ecosystem for this cultural shift. So AI doesn't replace the agile professional or any professional, but it redefines what is possible for us. For the maybe we can see some of ourselves like an executor, but no more we don't be an executor. Our roles evolves to pattern interpreter. Our roles are evolved facilitating meaning making, and also we can be a meaning maker. We will begin to focus more about relationships, and we can see ourselves as a relationship builder. We will consider our ethic decisions, so we will position ourselves like an ethical guide. Also, we will have more time for learning with AI, and also creating this human and AI collaborative collective environment. So our real aim, our real goal is becoming a more effective, more insightful, more impactful agile professionals, and focusing on more value, trying to integrate AI responsibility, thoughtfully, and more value-driven decision-making processes.
Excellent. Thank you, Gözde. And another question from my side: how will measure success in this evolving conjuncture? So, İnanç, maybe can shed some light on this.
Yeah, indeed, I can ask the same question to you.
Yeah.
But let's start like that. I want you to think, I mean, not you only, Florin, I mean, the whole participants. I want you to think about your own organization or in your projects that you are contributing or listening. So we all know, we are discussing that we are living in a totally disruptive era, an AI era. And even we are talking about chaos, right? And the point is, to remember what gets measured indeed gets valued. So this is very important. So what do you want to measure in this chaotic environment? Because Gözde just a few seconds ago says that even the roles, our roles, everything is changing. So what do we want to measure? What we will want to measure for our success, for example, even we can elaborate like that. But anyhow, I mean, in short, when we consider AI initiators and when you think about your own organizations, what mainly do you witness? Does AI primarily bring speed, acting as an efficiency engine, or does it provide meaning, enabling deeper insights and smarter decisions? So that's a very important distinction. And more importantly, how do different teams perceive this? Are you aligned? I mean, are these teams aligned or are they pulling in different directions? The answers, I'm sure that they will vary, even they will vary within the same organizations, and it's very normal. But the real point is the distinctions often reflects of your organization's underlying strategy. So is AI being used to streamline what already exists, to go faster and faster and more efficient, more effective, more productive, etc., measurable in these quantitative things? Or do you really want to transform how things are done, changing all operating models? And do you want to change also the culture and the behavior of the people? So that means that the success metrics will totally change. This is the most important point. Why? Because what gets measured gets valued. So our advice indeed would be to measure also human metrics, so that we strengthen the culture of continuous learning, which is a must in an AI era. But the thing is, it should be balanced. It can change within the same organizations with different teams. And even if we recall what I have give as an example, the example projects, for example, with that company, indeed their strategy was to use AI as a tool to streamline what already exists. I mean, not all the projects or not all the companies has to be transformed, at least at the beginning. So there is not a good or bad, but there should be a balance, and you need to consider very carefully, okay, what do you want? And then I think it will be easier to define what is your, how will you measure your success? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, İnanç. Thank you so much.
Yeah, maybe I can just, I will not read all of this, but as I said previously, we had prepared this comprehensive learning journey, and today we shared a small parts out of this training. But what we are trying to do, indeed, with this webinar and with all this training, we are really trying to explain how we can create more added value with the collaboration of AI and human. So within this training also, we are learning about foundational layer, cognitive ground, but we are also focusing on behavioral layer and the readiness and human-centered AI adoptions. So for the ones who are interested, I mean, you can direct us and you can also connect with us in LinkedIn. I will not go into details about this. And we thank you for being here and to listen to us. And now, if there are any questions, I mean, Florin and Mihai most probably is seeing and following the chat. I didn't check anything yet. Yeah, you can also unmute yourself and you can ask the questions.
Thank you, İnanç. Thank you, Gözde. I have another one. I promise it's my last one. I will let the others ask questions. But my curiosity is, when you are having a big transformation, like you mentioned, Inanç, probably the adoption rate differs from team to team, from individual to individual. I mean, some people are moving faster, adopting faster AI. Some people are slower, or I mean, they have more fear about AI and how the changes are happening in their environment. So, how how we can deal with this different speed of adoption in the same team, in the same organization? What someone like in the leadership position should do to have a balance on this?
Yeah, indeed, it's a very good question. Of course, there will be always different the pace of the people, because we are all unique and we are all different. And as you said, some people have already resistance, and some people has, on the contrary, are very enthusiastic about AI. So in our learning journey, because of that reason, we are concentrating on the behavior side and human dynamics. Indeed, there are two phases of this transformation. Either people are reacting negatively, or either people are reacting positively, or in between, but you are closer to one side. So the first thing is to understand what they want to change and what they don't want to change. And if you are asking the questions as an agile or transformation professional who is working within a team, what we would like to advise that you spend, as you did before, with these people to understand what are their pain points and what are their wishes. Because if somebody doesn't want to change, that means that he or she has something that holding her or his back. I mean, he's afraid of something. So is it a kind of, for example, is she afraid of losing job? Is she afraid of not being enough to catch the speed of AI? So whatever it is, so you can coach them. And you also ask about the leadership, what leadership can do it. Of course, okay, we can talk with the individual one-on-one, but we are working as a team and everybody is different. But we also know, I guess you might have the same sentence in your language. I mean, the chain is strongest as the weakest chain. I made a very bad translation, but I hope that I could explain. Okay, you have a chain and you have weak and strong chain, and if you cannot be strong if you can also not strengthen the weakest chain. So you can coach them. You can try to understand them. You can give trainings, or you can coach them, or you can try to support whatever they need. But in the leadership part, since it's a change, I mean, the change management is also, how to say, valuable at that part. There, for example, several hackathons can be organized, a kind of we can measure the stakeholder map, who can help to each other. So we can try to measure the change impact, if this is done or if it is not done within their teams. So there are a lot of varieties that we can do, but we need to understand the people needs at the first point.
Also, I can add something, that before balancing the pace of individuals in the team, I think creating a roadmap and creating a goal for using, why we are using AI is important. Because sometimes we think AI just a use case and try to create so many use cases to try. Instead of this, we should create a goal. Why are you using this AI? And then we define the pace that we need as a team. So maybe we need a slow pace. For some other teams, we need more speed, more high speed pace. So after we define why are we using AI and what pace we need as a team, then we try to adapt ourselves to reach that phase, not become so slow or so fast.
Thank you, thank you. Sustainable pace, I may say.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the agile principles. Okay, we have a question in the chat from Gabi. In a world of AI, do we still have boundaries between roles, or is more a time of everybody is doing everything? Like engineers doing user discovery sessions, product owners writing code. I've observed on my own that AI acceleration is blending roles more and more, and wondering what's your perspective about this?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because yes, as roles are evolving, I mean, the roles definition that we already get used to it also are changing. And since with artificial intelligence, indeed, nowadays people are becoming more and more aware that intelligence indeed is becoming a commodity. So everybody can be intelligent. Because of that reason, soft skills and the soft skills are becoming more important. I also see it. For example, a product owner can write the code. Even the developers are not writing the codes anymore. I mean, the GitHub, I mean, is very useful for them. There are other platforms that they can use. But what they are doing, indeed, they are trying to think critically. The critical thinking is becoming more important. If the code has been written by AI, it doesn't matter if it is written by a developer or if it is written by a product manager, or even if it is written by a very creative thinker, project manager, for example. So it will be more and more widespread, I guess, with emerging thousands of AI tools. I mean, I had seen a platform who are collecting the AI tools on the market, and I'm talking about 8 months ago, there were more than 8,000 AI tools in the market. I'm sure that nowadays it's over 10,000. So for a human being, it's not possible to learn all of it. But for a human, it's very important to learn what they want to succeed and how they will use this intelligence. So the outcome can be done by AI, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question from Gabi. I love your statement about what's valued gets measured. Since you stated that, as agile practitioners, do you feel more productive using AI? Why? Can you share a concrete example?
Okay. By the way, I mean, you can unmute yourself, and we can also discuss.
Yeah, Gabi can't speak via microphone, so
Okay.
that's why he's
Okay.
putting on the chat. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for some things, I mean, personally, Gözde also answer for herself and from her experience. For some things, I can feel myself more productive. But on the other hand, we also shouldn't forget that sometimes it also creates first of all, it created and it still creates a learning curve. So we are spending time to learn the new platform, new tools, and so on. Yeah, I mean, indeed, I didn't really measure my time or these kinds of quantitative things. But what I liked with AI, I'm not totally dependent on it. I'm trying to use it as a kind of really a teammate. And mainly, I'm also trying to use it to challenge myself. So from that perspective, I think that I can become more productive. I mean, from the speed wise, maybe it's a little bit better, but this challenging part I can use very frequently. Yeah, but since I'm a person who is working on the cultural transformation, the human side, I still spend enough time to understand the people, and I like it.
I can also add something. After AI, I find myself more thinking about data. I think using AI just makes longer from seeing data, focusing on data, thinking more about data. So I feel I'm not just looking from productive part. I'm just try to consider myself from about my capabilities. So as we all talk in our agile trainings, we try to being P-shaped, com-shaped professionals. And before we said that being com-shaped professional is not very usual thing or is not too easy. But after AI, I think we have opportunity to become com-shaped, to think wider. So I just maybe I don't want to see more productive or more fast, but I want to add more capabilities to myself, like focusing about more data, researching some other professions that I can add myself. So I feel myself more capability.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, more capability is a good wording, I guess. For example, I was also thinking several different family platform. For example, I use several platform for design. For design, it increased my capability. Yes, absolutely, quantitative and qualitative wise. For marketing, for example, we had tried several AI platforms, but you need to prepare the sequence for yourself. I mean, and you need to think. And in the end of the day, yes, they are the how to say the whole work stream are being automatized. But the results, the outcomes are not so valuable. And for that part, for example, I saw that, okay, human to human connection works always better. So it depends on the area, I guess, also.
Also, after AI, I noticed that I consider and I realize more patterns in my daily work. Before, I just don't notice these patterns, but after AI, I begin to notice that here, as I see a pattern, and I can use this pattern. I can think more about the pattern of that team, of that organization. So I think we have some AI muscles begin to have.
Thank you.
Correct. We are learning.
Yeah. Ramona, you have a question. Do you like to ask yourself or me to read it?
It's the same. Can the use of AI contribute to lowering uncertainty in agile projects? Because we know the level of uncertainty is a characteristic of agile projects. So if we use AI, can these projects be more predictive and more certain in certain aspects?
Yeah, since as Gözde said, I mean, one of the main contribution of AI is giving us the pattern detection. So, and its pattern is always good because it helps us also to lessen the uncertainty. So, if we are able to see this pattern for the future, I believe that it will help. Also, okay, Gözde's company also has a very nice AI platform tool called Onabo. Maybe you can also write on the chat, Gözde. That also increase a lot about the uncertainties because there we see a lot of information as an insight and as a pattern. And it decreases these dysfunctional patterns within AI projects. So this is an example. There are also other platforms, AI agents that will help us. And as we use more and more AI agents, I personally believe that the uncertainty will be less. But of course, we are human beings and we are always be ready to face the surprises all the time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Vlad has a question.
Much appreciated, Florian. And ladies, thank you so much for your keynote here. It was really educational and really feeding my question, if I might. So I do have a question here, Gözde and Inanç, because right now, I know there are some things happening from a policy perspective, like the European and AI Act is going to be hitting all of us in full force in August of this year.
Yeah.
So my question is, given our agile skill sets, be it methodology, mindset, certifications, and stuff, I personally think it's a good pivot to go a bit into the AI governance type of, say, thinking, roles, etc. Do you think it's a good parity to switch from, let's say, a PM role, a Scrum Master role, a PO role to something more facing towards AI governance? Or is it
Yeah.
a melange of things?
Yeah, indeed, I agree. Indeed, I am also interested in AI ethics and governance, and I will also continue to because I mean this is a new thing, and we are also learning. I'm also personally thinking to get more training about this. And even last year, indeed, EU AI Act was in force, by the way. But yes, as you said, this August it will be in force. But they are also investigating what they will do. So how they will apply is a problem. Because of that reason, even the regulatory institutions are thinking how they will make the governance, how they will follow the things. So if we think about this, if we think that, okay, everything is evolving, I think, yes, it will be a good, wise, how to say, switch to be interested in this area. Ethics and governance will be more and more important. Yeah, it's for sure. And even as I said at the beginning, AI is unpredictable. Yes, it helps us to see the patterns, but itself indeed is unpredictable. And it arises also what the ethical side of this will be. And we are thinking as human beings. So it's a very interesting, I mean, discussion point, of course. Responsible AI, ethical AI, how we will govern, how we will establish these new models will be very important. And it's still being discussed. There are a lot of discussions.
It also comes from a place in Ankh where I see a lot of people in the tech companies, for instance, they're all rushing for, let me learn how to build the best AI model, or the
Yes.
next LLM, the next RAG model, or something. I think there's a affluence of too many people going in that direction, whereas some of the mindset, a little sidestep into governance and wait for all of you guys to finish and I'll be there at the finish line is kind of a good career move. So
Yeah, indeed, it can be. And in the training also, I was talking, for example, the governance is not bureaucracy. I mean, it helps us to also measure the ethical milestones when we are developing this AI. Because if we are only approaching AI as a technological thing, as you say, I mean, they are rushing up. I mean, there's a huge competition for the companies who are developing this and for the human beings like us who are trying to learn it. So we are rushing, we are not thinking, but it becomes a little bit more and more chaotic. And as you said, I mean, to be at the finishing line would be an interesting area. As I said, I'm also considering to improve myself with that. For example, I have almost read last year pages of EU AI Act, and they were also a little bit contradictory to each other. They were,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there are 4 levels of it. Okay, high risk and less risk. I mean, they are thinking about it, but the clauses are a little bit contradictory. That you need some lawyers in that area. So, but I cannot imagine how a lawyer and an IT guy can work together, for example. So governance can be a good shot.
Thanks for that feedback, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have Alex who raised the hand. Alex, you have a question for Gözde and İnanç.
Yes, from my experience, there is a big difference in supporting AI adoption and depending on the view of the upper management. For example, there are companies that don't give you access to anything or barely give you access to Copilot in chat, which in the last months became useful and only. And on the other side, there are companies, for example, that give you as a team or as a department access to Copilot Studio, to Anthropic coding tools, and to other agentic features. I think there is an interesting discussion to understand how we need to talk about this, because we can, for example, I know Gabi's perspective about AI. He is very into the future. I know him from other meetups. But in reality, there are companies where roles cannot merge because they don't provide the access to this. So it should be somewhat layered, and I think more support should be given to communities and to the people working in these companies. I think we should focus on hands-on experiences and tools that can be used, even if, for example, your company doesn't let you use AI. Because if you're in a company that doesn't let you use AI today, and you will not leave your company for 3 years, you will be useless in 4 years from now. That's my opinion, at least.
Yes.
Okay, but as I understand, there is no question, right? I mean, we are sharing the opinion.
No. I was actually, it's a question. Shouldn't we have more hands-on discussion work groups to enable our community to navigate these waters better? I think I would see it as a nice follow-up.
Of course, I mean, I'm sure that Mihai and Florin will be the ones who will follow it. And I guess these conversations, these discussions also a kind of seed. I mean, we are talking about as Agile community, okay, what is going on in this chaotic evolvement and what we can do and what is happening. So this is also a kind of start. And yes, you are right. There are some companies who are not allowing this, and there are also some companies who are allowing, even pushing the employees to learn more and more. They are giving the licenses. They are giving a kind of learning budget to, for example, okay, latest Gen AI tools, blah blah, these kinds of things. So it depends, as we talk, I mean, on the organizational policies and strategies. But I just read very recently, okay, nice, not so big research, but there's a research made by AI for Agile. And I even shared LinkedIn, or I will share tonight via LinkedIn, so you can also download the report. And as I read from that report, indeed, the company is mainly supporting to give licenses for their Agile professionals. So the main problem is not that they don't have the license, but the main problem is that they are not using efficiently, and they don't know how to integrate efficiently into their work flow, work stream. So that was the outcome of the research. I'm not giving my own idea. And I can give, for example, an example from my own experience. Even, yeah, I mean, the company that I was working was one of the biggest companies in the world. Yes, we were not allowed to have the license for everything. For example, I was working with within the company, and I had started my own personal account, for example, for Microsoft Copilot. I'm talking about approximately 3 years ago. So I had started to learn myself with my own computer, and I was not allowed to use Microsoft Copilot at that time within the company computer, and I had to apply for license. The license were only given to some people who are giving some information for which projects they will use, why they are needing, blah blah, these kinds of things. And I had filled this form, and then afterwards, after months, I had received the license. So these kinds of things, yes, can happen.
So Alex, I think the topic that we already mentioned with İnanç, who is aligning and what is aligning, is so important for your question. for example, you should just look at how organization is ready and how individuals are ready, and are there any balance between them. So if not there is any balance, as İnanç said, you can just use your personal computer for learning this AI things. And also maybe you can try to push your organization to create more opportunities. So I think looking at the readiness of all levels and creating a strategy and roadmap according to this readiness level balance.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Gözde. Thanks. And also, it's important to think about what is the organizational strategy. Do they want to make a transformation, or do they want to make productivity faster and more efficient? So this is the last slice that we have shared. Okay, what they want to succeed, and according to that, I mean, as a professional, maybe you can even talk with the leaderships within the company. Okay, these licenses for these people, for this team, in order to align this.
Thank you. I wasn't asking for me specifically because I'm in a company where I am creating agents as colleagues for our department.
Okay.
No, it's just an
but
example.
others don't have the pleasure or the lack of this, and I also have enough subscriptions to study daily on my personal computer. I was actually asking for others that do not want to invest their own money, or they do not have the possibility, because if you're at the beginning of the road, you need more help. That's why probably it would be nice further down the line to have a hands-on workshop.
Okay, we leave to Mihai then. Hands-on workshop, and we can also contribute if it is wanted.
Sure, we can try something. So I love Alex's question, and if I can add just a tiny bit to it. So of course, supporting the organization and people working to use AI and fostering the usage and helping them to learn and grow is important, right? But I've seen some different aspects, like some leadership initiatives sometimes push on this too hard. Like they are even, I don't know, mandating AI usage as a KPI, or even I heard in one company, they were asking each employee, when they complete a task, document why you haven't used AI for this task. So that's something real. That's something that happens. So some leaders are pushing it like that. So to me, is that this is a bit crazy, because Agile is being built on trust and autonomy, from what we know, right? But we're now combining Agile and AI. And how is this approach to you? To me, it's just micromanagement rebranded. Like, do it and do it this way. Every little task you do, and you should check this and this and this, and use Claude and use Gemini and use Copilot and use this and that. So what's instead a genuine AI adoption culture from your perspective?
AI adoption culture. Woo! It sounds idealistic, huh?
This is Mihai, idealistic guy.
Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's an idealistic and broad question, of course. But I mean, the first thing coming to my mind is an environment that psychological safety is a little bit above average. So if we can create a psychological safe environment, okay, it will not be 100% psychological safe, but at least people can talk about this to the managers and so on, and then that also start to break some micromanagement perspective and so on. So that will be the culture part, I guess.
I think again leveraging autonomy and alignment for this AI usage is important. Instead of telling team members or employees, use this, try this tool, integrate this tool into your sprints, saying that, okay, we need to use AI or we need to adopt AI. And it's again a continuous improvement for our teams. And if we want our teams to become cross-functional, we need some capabilities that can read data, that can use data, that can use AI, and just think as a team and as your an autonomous team, think the way that you can do that. And I am here as a leader to help you, not just say use that tool, but just say them that we need to adopt AI because we are in the age of AI, and just find yourself some ways to adapt this to going on continuous improvement for your team. Maybe this can be not micromanagement, using autonomy and alignment together.
Yeah.
Because just hear AI and just think about what you can do. I think it's only autonomy part, not we don't have here the alignment part. For also leveraging the alignment part, leaders can and should say we need some actions to adapting AI, but not just telling step by step what to do.
Okay, so I think there's some more concrete question regarding tools from Alex. If you want to address that question yourself, Alex.
Tools that can be used.
Yeah, I think you have a question too, right?
Yes, but I think I would take. Yes, but I don't have the laptop. I'm open to share examples also. I would first split the people in different groups, because those that have access to a lot of tools internally shouldn't need, I don't know, a prompt engineering, a prompt library, for example, or a basic prompting workshop. But for others, even a custom GPT that is well made and shared with them is helpful. For example, a friend of mine is using custom GPT made for retrospectives. Basically, he inputs his problem and how many people they are, and he receives retrospective suggestions and with arguments, because he never wants to do the same retrospective twice. He's like me. And for example, and another example is that I have a colleague, a custom copilot. He's not very experienced, but with using AI, but he needed to use the researcher and analyst from Copilot to do some heavy lifting. And I've helped him with custom Copilot that that can refine his prompts for him. So basically, he explains what he wants, what his objective is, what his need is, and what limitations he has. And that custom Copilot provides him a very professional prompt with correct formatting and everything.
Okay, that's interesting, and thank you for the examples. Yeah, nice examples, Alex. Thank you.
And those are the type of examples like we can share at the workshop with everyone. Everyone can use them for free. They need to pay for them.
Yeah, sure. We would like to see those. Another question from Gabi. He goes on a funny side. He says, any funny stories about AI adoption? Like a VP sending their AI companion to join the meeting on their behalf.
I'd just like to chime into that, Gabi's question. That is a common practice nowadays, and it's effective.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't meet myself indeed.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And it's not for the VP level, Gabi. It is for everyone.
Oh.
So
okay.
people's agents are joining their calls without even the people being there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. My personal agent brings me back meeting notes for meetings I can't attend because I'm triple booked. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also, I don't know if Microsoft Copilot has already made it official, but 1.5 years ago, they were also working on an avatar that will participate to the meetings instead of you.
That's just scary.
Yes, that's exactly. But that was because I had followed the whole their They had made a unbelievable online event, and I had tried to follow the whole event. Yeah, this avatar was scary.
So in the end, it could be meetings with only avatars, right?
Yes, and that means that, because I mean, think about it. I mean, we are creating our own avatar. Even I mean, they will use our own tone of voice and our physics, and the avatars will talk.
Yeah, and
we will be everywhere.
The avatars will say, well, this meeting could have been an email, and just send an email instead.
Yes.
Very nice.
It's scary, and we are living in a kind of chaotic world. We will all see the future, I guess, and we will all adapt. And because of that reason, I think that the agile mindset is very important. I'm not talking about methodologies, safe, less, or Scrum, or Kanban, whatever it is, but the mindset and the human collaboration, I think it's the most important things that we need to stick.
Nice, very nice, and thank you for finishing this up in a very enlightening way of I don't know, looking at the future with humor as well. We're gonna use Agile, of course, and it's going to be present in every aspect of our life from now on. Why not have fun also when talking about it?
Yes.
So this has been a great presentation and a lot of engagement shown by participants. We want to thank İnanç and Gözde, first of all, for being kind to share. I'm sure that you want to keep in touch, and our audience here can look up your profiles on LinkedIn, and you can connect for more opportunities to learn and grow. From us here at Agile Minds Romania, we're going to prepare a new event for our community in April. We're probably going to have that second part of April after Easter, and we're keeping it undercover right now. We're not going to share the topic yet, so stay tuned. And any closing line or anything that our guest tonight or our fine moderator Florin wants to close with?
I loved a lot the presentation, the discussions. They were really valuable for me, and I learned a lot today. Thank you so much, İnanç and Gözde. Looking forward to meeting you some other times this year. And also thank you so much for the questions from our members and participants. It was really nice. And I'm sure we'll interesting times comes ahead in front of us. So yeah, looking forward. Thank you.
I can also give applause. Thank you. I mean, Mia and Florin, I mean, for the moderation, and to the participants for this engagement. It was really nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
I also want to thank you all. It's really very joyful and having this conversation, an interactive session also. It's useful and joyful for us. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yes.